All right, so I just got back in from checking in with a few clients. That's why you guys see I got my realtor shirt on, man, the myth realtor. All right, so salt and sugar look exactly the same until you taste it. This was a message from a brother, from a father, a fellow leader, a YouTuber, creator, another person that I feel like is attacking the day every single day. And I'll put the link for his video up there. But that's what he had to say. And it got me to thinking when I created this week's ATD letter. Did you read this week's ATD letter? Too easy, I got you. I know you still haven't subscribed yet, but I'm gonna read a little bit and then we're gonna get this thing started. Another day. Ever feel overwhelmed and attacked by endless tasks and distractions? Imagine living in a time when survival depended on your ability to hunt and gather. This might sound familiar. Early on my entrepreneurial journey, I spent countless hours planning and organizing, thinking it would lead to success. 6 years later, 3 failed businesses and 20K in debt, I was ready to throw in the towel. I'm just playing. So researching what other entrepreneurs were doing, analyzing what worked for them, trying to apply it to my life, I researched Alex Ramazzi, Dan Coe, and a few others to name, to get their secret. To thrive in both personal and professional life, you have to understand who the freak you are, because trying to do what other people say will never work without perspective and perception. After days and weeks of consuming information, I feel confident in my ability to get snit done. 1% of entrepreneurs make it after 5 years. The other 99% get stuck because they don't have a plan. What's up? I'm Drew, and this is the ATD Chronicles, where I unload insights from the ATD letter that goes out every week to help you engineer tools to attack the day. Ever felt overwhelmed and attacked by endless tasks and distractions? Imagine living in a time when survival depended on your ability to hunt and gather. This might sound familiar. So it got me to thinking, sometimes routines work and sometimes they don't. And that's because you have to take what you get from other people with a grain of salt. So check this out. It's nothing unique. You've heard this before. As a father, as an entrepreneur, small business owner, a leader, a barber, a realtor, a husband, we all face the same enemy: time. What to do with it. Managing your time, being able to execute to get the job done. It's too easy sometimes as an entrepreneur to get distracted by all the shiny objects, the next guru over here telling you to do this, the next guru over there. Like, being a man, being a leader, you're supposed to lead, but you got to follow somebody in order to kind of get what you need, right? Now, I follow God and his plan for my life. But sometimes it's hard when you got all these distractions around on knowing what to do, right? Who to listen to, how to operate, how to flow, how to move. So I put some ways and some identifiers on how to pay attention to or not pay attention to the distractions, right? And let's kind of pinpoint and notify. So I think I wrote down 5. So, I want y'all to read, but I am going to give you a little snippet about it. So if you read the ATD letter, link is at the bottom. It goes over in detail, but you got distractions, shiny object syndrome, right? You got a lack of prioritization is number 2. Number 3 is a lack of discipline. Number 4, life happens, right? Life unexpected situations. And number 5, the kickers, the time wasters. Case in point today, I went to show a house, wasted my time, right? Now, putting together systems, some of those things are unavoidable, right? And in real estate, it's unavoidable. Yeah, I can't really say it's an annoyance or a time waster because we narrowed down what the man didn't want. But at the same time, kind of knew he didn't want it when he got there because he looked at all the pictures and told me, well, I was in the area. I just wanted to get a feel for it. You probably heard that before if you're a realtor, right? It's too. So these challenges can leave you stuck and frustrated and feeling unproductive, like you just wasted your time. I know according to the story I told you earlier, I spent my wheels for years chasing what everybody else was doing, trying to make it work, listening to this person, what they said would work, what they said would work. And at the end of the day, all these routines, all these gurus, they forget that when you were doing it, you had to do it. That was it. There's no routines and rituals and smoke signals. You got to put in the work. You got to get up and get to work. That's it. If you in sales, get out, make the calls, make the phone calls, bang on doors, send out your emails, whatever it is, that's the work. Now you got little systems and steps that lead up to that, but breaking that down to people sometimes makes them feel like they're doing the work. And at the end of the day, you did all this stuff and you ain't made no money, bruh. That ain't what we doing. We're making money, putting our best foot forward. And that's what, and so when you taking all this advice from other people, like the statement in the beginning, everything looks exactly the same, salt and sugar, right? Until you taste it, right? Everybody want to do something until they step in it, right? So sometimes you got to taste it to realize, ooh, that don't taste right. That's not for me. That's not serving me, right? And that's where you have to understand that the difference between being an entrepreneur, if you do it the right way, is you don't center your life around your business. You center your business around your life. And that's how you're able to work and maintain and manage everything. Now, even if you have a job, you still can do that. Job is a part of your life right now. So you have to manage that hustle around your job. You have to manage that side business around your job. You know what I mean? Or you can go all in, which I don't really recommend, because I don't recommend things. I give you suggestions. I make you think and you make a decision for yourself. Because unlike these gurus, I'm not going to tell you and sell you a dream. It's too easy. So in order to thrive, in order to make things work, you need a blueprint, you need a plan, but you got to know how to craft that plan. So I came up with this whole concept, this idea, the hunter-gatherer, right? I've been teaching my sons and I've been teaching all the men around me in my community that the modern day man has to be a hunter, has to be a gatherer. And the only way to do that is you got to be able to set up a plan. You got to be able to lay your trap and catch what you need. In real estate, you got to know how to attract the people, how to attract the customers. When I was a barber, you had to know how to attract the clients to get them in your chair, right? And you got to be able to recreate that process over and over and over again. Personal training is the same way. Fitness, you got to know the pain points. You got to know what people need. If you know what they need, then you can give them what they want. And then they can give you what you want, which is the value, which is the money, which is the monetary gain, right? So that way you can provide for your family. It's just that simple. In the letter, I gave you actionable steps, about 4 or 5 actionable steps that will help you to get there. So you got to read the letter, or you can go ahead and use the link at the bottom of the print that walks you through how to create your own. Totally free. Go ahead, download it, check it out. I want to give you a little bit more about this hunter-gatherer thing that I came up with, right? The hunter-gatherer concept is a plan and a way to lay the bait, set your trap, and collect whatever it is that you're needing. So if you listen to this, you might be a realtor, you might be a barber, you might be a person that's thinking about starting their business. You might be a person that's thinking about doing something, but you don't know how. I'm gonna teach you how. You gotta lay the trap, right? Now in a different setting, I would say this a little differently, but those of you that lived a different lifestyle, think about paid in full. You give somebody a little taste of something, they get that first hit and they hook. So when you essentially are in business, you need to lead with value. This is what works. I give you a little taste, and when you get a little taste, it's like, oh, I want more. So what do you have to do? You got to hit me up. You got to get on a call. You got to get whatever product I need, whatever I'm selling, right? That's going to solve your problem. In fitness, when I give people actionable steps to do what they need to do to get to the results they want, that's the value, right? That's the insight to make you thought provoking, make you think, right? So once you do that, then once you thought, you know what to do, right? And if you need further assistance, then you can come into my sanctuary and I can train you, or you can buy one of my courses and you can use it to get to the level you want. But you don't have to. You can go search on your own. You can go and stumble through this journey by yourself, but you don't have to. Somebody already figured it out. Then you do what they say, but you got to do something that resonates with you. It goes back to what I said, right? Everything that you look at looks exactly the same. All the gurus are saying the same thing. It's up to you to determine which one works for you. So you got to pay attention who you're speaking to. Who you're listening to. Does this guru have a family? Does this guru have this? Does this guru have that? What do they have that I want? Do they have the life I want? I might have the life you want. I make 6 figures, right? I don't work 12 months out of the year. I work 6 to 9 months out of the year. The goal is 6 months, but right now 6 to 9 months, but I'm not working the whole year. I work 4 days a week, right? I clear 6 figures, high 6 figures, mid 6 figures, right? Just over 150, right? Doing what I want when I want to take care of my family. and I'm still able to provide and be present, be a present dad. Those were all the things that I wanted to do when I became a father, and I realized what it was that I really wanted out of life. But that's why you got to have a blueprint, you got to have a plan. And that's why you got to learn how to make this thing the way you want it. That's why I came up with the hunter-gatherer concept. And if you watch some of my other videos, it kind of goes with my farmer or father engineer concept, which is a very similar system, right? But this hunter-gatherer concept is how you actually get the business. The farmer engineer concept is how you work in the business, how you work 6 to 9 months a year. Everything's in cycles. And I know I'm giving you a lot of information, but it's a lot of impactful information out there to help you live the best life. But you got to do the research. Now, I've done something before you. And if you want further help, I got you, right? I'm just simply telling you, right, what it is that is working. The proof is in the pudding, right? I put everything out here. I told you I was building in public. I told y'all that, right? And now we about 4 or 5 months into this YouTube journey, and everything I said is happening, regardless of my follower count or not. Because if you know how to work on these platforms, if you know how to do what you're supposed to do, you can make money out of anything. Social media is a construct for networking. Social media is an idea to take your idea, take something that comes into your brain and push it out to the masses and teach people your way of thinking. So in order to be a hunter-gatherer, to use this concept, you have to treat your target audience like prey, right? How does a lion, how does a squirrel, how does a bird, how do they attack their prey? So when you study animals and you study other people and you study other organisms and how they execute and get what they want out of life, we all, on a foundational principle, have the same concept. We need shelter, we need food, we need to procreate, right? Those are the main three. There's a couple other ones I can't think off the top of my dome, right? But overall, those are concepts. So every animal, every human, every organism on this planet has the same concept. So you have the same. You need a place to stay. You need shelter. You need something to eat, right? You need to procreate. All the other stuff is not, it's not relevant. But because we have conscious thought, we need to be comfortable. We want to be happy. We have emotions. We got to be emotionally intelligent. You know what I mean? And we got to pass down these legacies for generations. That's why as men, as fathers and leaders, you have to come up with these ideas. You have to put in this time to create your own blueprint so you can make sure that you pass this down to future legacies. You may not be wealthy in your lifetime. You might be rich. Becoming rich is good. Becoming rich is easy. Becoming wealthy is hard, right? And that's why you got to keep putting in the work generation after generation so the generations can become wealthy. This week, it was all about execution and taking action. There's no time like the present. Be in the now. The time is now. So I hope you enjoyed. Like, share, and subscribe. Continue to tune in every week. We're going to keep on doing this thing. If you got any questions, you got any comments, please drop them down at the bottom. A lot of the information I'm giving to you is free, right? The reason why I'm giving it away free, again, I'm going to pull back the layers of the wall and let you know why I'm giving you free. I'm leading with value. I'm giving you what I needed and I wish somebody would have gave me without all the fluff. Exactly what I need to reach my goals, exactly what I need to get the body I want, exactly what I need to make this 6 figures, exactly what I need, all of those things. So it's laid out for you exactly how I did it. A lot of them are free. Why? Because if I help you and I help you craft and create blueprints, then you can help me further the process of what God has put on this earth for me to do. But I can't do that if you are still stuck in the same place from last year. You feel me? I can't do that. I can't progress unless I help you. So it's a burden. It's a burden of success that I need you to get it together, bruh. I've been calling y'all leaders, right? Leaders. That's all I say. Fathers, leaders, husbands. I'm calling out my barbers, my realtors, my data analysts, my personal trainers. These are all shoes I've walked in already. Soldiers, veterans, former dope boys. I'm calling you out, bruh. Only way we gonna move and progress is if you take the step forward, right? Don't get left. It's getting harder out here. It's getting harder out here. That's all I'll say. I'll leave you with that. So like, share, subscribe. You know what I say all the time. The road ahead is long and hard. No place for the weak. You must be a warrior. Attack the day.